No, I like that.
It's fiery like me. Ooh, yes it is.
Reminds me of Fireballs.
Yeah.
Fireballs. Yeah, Nikki Phoenix, since you have a band, have you ever thought about having a little jingle for yourself? Like when you walk in a room, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Nikki Phoenix. Yeah, baby. She the one.
I'll leave that to him. He can write a jingle on the guitar.
Yeah. Nikki Phoenix.
And now you sound like Barry White.
Nikki Phoenix. So it is the Ace Michael Show. The Buzz, baby. We're live with Nikki Phoenix. We're rolling like a big dog. We've been rolling. I don't not roll.
Huh?
So we're live on Facebook with Nikki Phoenix. Fabulous lady. I found her, I discovered her on the doggone internet. One day I was trolling around my, what's that thing called? What is that? What's that thing I found you on? Twitter. So you were on my Twitter you were on. And I pulled up your information. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I looked at your accomplishments. I was like, wow, she's doing things. And she's big time in it. So I then wanted to have you on my show. And here you are. And I am a happy man, indeed. It's not very many people that can say they met someone who is working as a hot diva girl on Twitter. And that diva girl is now on their show. That's
I'm not a diva.
pretty
Diva
hot.
makes it sound like I'm bitchy, and I'm totally not.
Well, not a bitchy diva girl.
I'm
You
like
can
a
be
super
bitchy one.
retard.
No, you're like a down-to-earth cool one. Like almost like one of the guys one.
Yes.
Like if the guys wore rouge and eyeliner and lipstick, that kind of diva one. That's kind of cool.
I pretty much always tell people that I'm one of the guys.
Were you a tomboy growing up?
Actually, no. I played with Barbies, but I did play in the dirt a lot. So I was kind of like I am now. I mean, I really, I played in dirt, and we'd play, dinosaurs and wolves, and we'd play, all these games, playing in the garbage, climbing trees. But then I would also go and play Barbies and have my little walking horses and brush their hair, you know.
Right, and then just doing your thing. And somehow that led to you being a rock singer in a band that's writing songs about ballroom zombies.
Yep.
Careful out there, what could happen to your child. No, so so you did your thing, and so now you're doing your thing. You got your band, and I heard from the grapevine that you lost over 100 pounds. So you were over 100 pounds more beautiful. You were BBW.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I moved to DC because I'm originally from Seattle, and I was that kid that everybody picked on and bullied. I had a bunch of abusive relationships and, just toxic people in my life. And I eat my feelings. Every time I'm feeling sad, I want to eat some food, or have Dairy Queen, have some ice cream. So I moved to DC, and when I moved out there, I was away from everyone. I was all by myself. I had really no support, and I just decided that I wanted to change my life. And I started exercising and eating right, and a year and a half later, I went from 247 all the way down to 137 pounds.
247?
Yeah.
247?
Yep.
You had love handles. You had love hooks. 247. That's a big Mac.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
I mean, you look at pictures of me when I was really heavy, and you're like, wow, she really weighed that much. I mean, I didn't look really heavy because it was kind of proportionate. It was everywhere. But I mean, I never thought. I never
everywhere.
seriously.
It wasn't proportionate, honey. It was everywhere.
Some people carry it here, some people carry it down here. I just carried it everywhere.
Oh my God.
So, when I started losing weight, I never thought that I would have the body I have now. I was like, oh, I'll never be a size 0. In, October of 2010, I went and did my first, because I said I wanted to have a body to pose in Playboy. That's what I said in the very beginning.
Sure.
So then there was a Playboy audition up in New York, and I went up to New York, and I was a size 0, 137 pounds,
Wow.
and did it. You know, I didn't get it, of course, but at the end of the day, that's the goal that I set. I wanted
of course.
to have that body because that was the body I always dreamed of. You know, even when I was a little kid, I was a little chubbers. Even then, you know.
Stand up. Let's see what you're working with. Show us what you're working with. Okay, so we got. Oh, good Lord.
Side
good
boob.
Lord. Good Lord. And some people want to go to heaven. This is making sense. Wow. And so this is after serious weight loss.
Yep.
Working out at the gym,
Yep.
trainer, swimming, no wheat, no dairy. Like, what did you do?
Well, I just lifted weights. I had a trainer. I trained with her 4 times a week. We lifted weights. You know, I learned how to eat right. I did a bunch of research and just discovered what really worked for me. You know, and I've actually, after I lost all the weight, I decided to get in the modeling business to just boost my confidence because I was a girl that had been told she wasn't good enough her whole life by almost everybody other than my parents. You know, so I ended up doing the modeling thing, and people were like, "Oh my God, how did you do that? How did you lose the weight?" So I ended up writing a book that actually says everything that, you know, it tells the story about how I lost all the weight.
And what's the book called? Because we want to promote that.
It's called Fit as Phoenix.
Not Ballroom Zombies.
Not Ballroom Zombies,
Okay.
no.
that would be a cool name for the book, too. Ballroom
No, because people be like, what? This has nothing to do with fitness.
You could do like Ballroom Zombies / Fit.
Oh, okay, okay.
And small print. Okay, no, but what's the name of the book again?
Fit as Phoenix. And the book is, the first half of it is a story about, you know, starting from childhood and all the things that I had to go through. You know, I after I lost all the weight, I ended up moving back to Seattle. I battled bulimia for a couple years. You know, and then I regained my body again, and I got into aerial, the Cirque du Soleil, crazy shit. And, but the book also has all the recipes that I've made and created myself to lose all the weight, so people can actually, instead of just reading a story, they actually have these recipes that I used. You know, some of them they may like, some of them they might like, you know. I think they're all delicious.
But, now the human trajectory is just amazing. Like, so this is what you've done just based on what I know. Okay, so you were just a girl, right?
Yep.
Regular, plain Jane, if you will, granola girl, Holly, just regular white girl, right? Then you became a super plumptoid girl, and then you became an author girl. Then you became a Cirque du Soleil girl, right?
Yeah.
And now you're also an animal rights humanitarian girl, which we haven't even touched on that yet.
And a singer-songwriter.
And a singer-songwriter. Now, all of this happened like in what time frame are we talking about? This like 10 years, 5 years, 8 years?
No, I think I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary in October, so about 4.5 years.
So in 4.5 years, you totally changed your life.
Yeah, I was a completely different person. I always joke and say in my previous life, I was a vet tech, because it really does feel like a previous life. I don't even know who that girl is anymore. I don't even, like, I look at her and I'm like, that's me? Like, that was me? Like, I can't even imagine eating the way I used to or feeling the way I used to, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like to call it fat eyes, and there's like some days where I'm like, I feel fat today, even though I'm freaking crazy, but, you know, when you lose that much weight, you're always looking at yourself and being very critical. So, you know, but I mean, yeah, 4.5 years, I've completely changed my life.
Wow. Wow. And so now that you've done all this life changes, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to, don't answer right away. Like, at least take a minute, think about this.
Okay.
Not a full minute, but you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Like one Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. What's the best thing about you, in your opinion?
I think my personality, because my weight loss did not necessarily change me as a person. I'm still that personality when I was 247 pounds. Nice, humble, fun, goofy. Still the same person, just different body.
Right.
And I think that, you know, my humility is, you know, goes a long way, because a lot of people, they're like, man, when I meet you, I'm just like, oh my gosh, she's so nice. Because to me, you know, like, I lost all that weight, but I lost all that weight. I hope that inspires people. I hope that you know, my story makes them go, yeah, you know what? Nikki Phoenix did that. I could totally do that.
Right.
You know, it's not an easy road. It's hard, but, you know, anybody can do it. You just have to put your mind to it, you know, and that's the whole purpose of, honestly, me being an artist, a musician, a model, an author, is to inspire others. Because I've always felt like my destiny was so much greater than just myself. And I want to make sure that I'm fulfilling that destiny and helping others be inspired and change their life.
But now let me ask you something, Nikki. Like, real talk between you and I and a million viewers, hopefully. Can anybody do it though? Like, really, not anybody can just write a book. People can't just sit back and be like, okay, I'm gonna become an author. Okay, now I'm gonna learn some wire work, Cirque du Soleil style, James Bond shit. Like, really, can anybody do it?
I think, yeah. I mean, I self-published, so I wrote my own book, and then I gave it to one of my friends to edit it. I mean, he's a professional editor, but I still gave it to him to edit it. And I mean, to me, I feel like you can do anything you set your mind to, and it's not easy doing whatever it is. If you want to go to school and be a doctor, you have to go to school and be a doctor, and you got to do that for 12 years or however long. It's not easy, but if you want to be a mechanic, you still need to go to school. You're going to have good days and bad days, or maybe you screwed something up. If you want to lose weight, you can go to the gym. You can lift weights, do some research. Google how to, hold dumbbells, and Google about posture, and Google about flexibility. I mean, the aerial thing, anybody can do aerial too. Like, it requires a lot of physical strength, of course.
Right.
A lot of core strength, a lot of upper body, but anybody can do it. And maybe you won't be a Cirque du Soleil performer, but if you put your mind to it, you could be, if that's really what you wanted. If you went for it and you've totally dived in, you can.
And that's super motivational. Now, what gave you so much motivation? As you said, you were bullied when you were a kid and you had these abusive relationships. What gave you the stamina to keep moving forward? Like, did you have a relationship with Jesus? Or, like, what made you say, like, I'm going to keep fighting through this?
Honestly, I think it's just the pilation of all the bullshit that I've gone through. Just instead of me having a pity party and feeling bad for myself, I took it and used it to fuel me. Yeah, I was picked on, and guess what? I look way better than any of those girls that freaking picked on me. I do. Like, we're friends on Facebook, and they're all nice to me now, and I'm just like, yeah, that's cute. I still don't like you, but you can go ahead and watch me, and see me do the things that I'm gonna do, but that negative energy, I use it as a positivity, and just use it to fuel me. I mean, that's really what it came down to. I didn't have like an epiphany or make friends with Jesus or have somebody like motivate me. It was really just me motivating me, because at the end of the day, I'm the only one that's going to be able to do it. So you need to find your own motivation, your own inspiration. Motivation is very temporary. Inspiration is long lasting. So
no, that's good. I totally am into this, and I can't believe I found you on Twitter. So speaking of which, what's the end game for you? What's the long-term goal? Like, you did all these things, and when you are by yourself at night and you're thinking about you, the way you see you, where do you see you 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What's the end game for you?
I think 5 years from now, I'll be a Grammy award-winning artist and be performing, and people will be buying my book to read about my story and know who I am and be inspired. 10 years down the road, honestly, I have no idea, because I never thought that I would be here where I am here today. Right. I wanted this when I was a kid. I was like, oh, I would love to be a model and a singer, because I've been singing since I was 5, but I never thought that I would be here, ever. Never.
Now, is music, is that your passion? Is that, of everything you do, is music your number one passion?
Yeah, music is.
So music is where we're going to see you then, because it sounds like you definitely don't have a problem going after what you want to go after.
Yep.
Right. So you're going to go after music. And so earlier we did an interview with Austin and you. So do you guys have a name for the album yet that's coming out?
We currently do not. We're working on about 11 tracks. They're all just ideas. We are still working on, the musical composition of them and how they're going to flow together. But it's a process. At the end of the day, we've come out with a bunch of singles. Our band's name is Micheals Phoenix. Which is like a yin and yang. The jackal's a menace and of chaos, and then the phoenix is symbolism of rebirth and life. So it's like a yin yang, boy and girl, But we haven't decided on our album name yet. I'm sure it will come to us. Who knows? It might be Ballroom Zombies.
Right.
Never know.
Ballroom Zombies. I'm just saying, if you're gonna be in a ballroom, you might as well be in with some zombies. That's
right.
Because a ballroom without zombies is actually quite boring. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. It might be kind of crazy.
That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it at that. How do people find you on the internet? They want to go and become a pleasant stalker? How do they do that now?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at I am Nikki Phoenix, as well as Instagram, and Facebook is the Phoenix Empire. I just got verified a couple days ago, so it actually has like a little blue check mark. And you can also find my website at iamnikkiphoenix.com, as well as our record label that we're a part of, sightsandsoundsinc.com, and Jackled Phoenix, which is JACKELDPHOENIX on Twitter, Facebook. It's the same on like the website. So, yeah.
And that's what's up. It's Nikki Phoenix on the show today, man. I had a good time. I know you guys did too. We'll be back next week. Thank you, Nikki. Come back and do the show on a regular basis.
I will, yeah.
You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
All right, that's what's up. Thank you, guys.